This was recorded not too long ago. It was, who's calling me? Hold on 1 second. Somebody's calling me, hold on. Nope. Not today. What's up, everybody? So this was recorded this past week on the 5th, I believe. This is range 400. It's one of the most iconic ranges in the Marine Corps. It's in 29 Palms. This is 3rd Battalion, 5th Marines conducting range 400. Like this past week. So. Should be cool. Should be cool. I don't think I've ever seen a video where they recorded the entire range 400 before, so this will be interesting. Yeah, buddy. Looks like those are the APOBs for the breach, or the multiple breaches. Those are probably the engineers.
Scratches or dents, cracks on it. See it? See it? Good. Put your cap back on.
What's going on? Yeah, so those are like breaching charges. They're called APOBs. It's like a bunch of, it's like a rope. Well, it's like a whole bunch of grenades strapped together, pretty much. It's okay to be in the Air Force. Not everyone's in the same branch. Totally fine. I don't know if I've ever seen range 400 get conducted at night before, but this is going to be interesting. Very interesting. All those guys with the orange camelbacks are called coyotes, which are basically like the people, the staff working there that are grading them on how they perform.
Well, see that bit of puff in front, right? You know you're shooting short. Bring it up a little bit of a bee's dick, right? Put it again. See the target going down? Hey, it should be on. You're either going long, right, or you're going short. Does that make sense? Right, just slow it down. Slow it down. Happy days?
I have one more question.
Yeah, man. Let's give us. Right? What does it give us?
He must be...
Target, done. Yeah. Right, 4 dudes punched up. It's one big target.
I think he's an Aussie. Probably an Aussie officer. 0311, I assume, is infantry day. Infantry month. I would say infantry month, but yeah. 0311 day. So this is 3-5 Dark Horse about to conduct range 400 at night. Which is one of the most iconic ranges that the Marine Corps has, where essentially you conduct a company assault with supporting elements. It's pretty cool. It's like probably one of the best ranges we have. It's also brutal for the 0311s because they are having to move quite far.
Alright, and then obviously you guys know for Fortune Alpha, same thing. If you guys got a depression stock failure, pretty much will be denied for the remainder of the range matter because of the fact that it's going to be all over.
Happy 0311 day. What's going on, everyone? Welcome in. Welcome in. If you're just joining us, this is 3 3-5 Dark Horse about to conduct range 400. Yeah, this was filmed by Marine Corps Communication Strategy. What's up, Orange Hands? Through the nods is a little grainy, but it'll be alright. Once it starts kicking off, should be pretty cool. My back and knees hurt just looking at that loadout. Yeah. I don't know what company this is, but one of the companies. Be curious to see how it goes. It's a very complex range because you've got a lot going on. You've got mortars, you've got snipers, you've got usually a combined anti-armor team supporting in armored vehicles. You've got engineers supporting and conducting breaches at obstacles. You've got machine gunners operating, support by fire position. You've got 0311s that are maneuvering on the objective. You have a lot going on. What's up, dude? Welcome in. But there's a lot. All right. Yeah, it looks like the machine gunners are moving up to Machine Gun Hill. Yep. Mortars are already going off. Yeah, they're probably on Machine Gun Hill right now. That's the support by fire position. No, it is kind of quiet. It's not super loud. What's up, man? Yeah, it's basically like a company. It's like a company assault course, essentially. Company reinforced. It's pretty cool, though. If you see it happening in like live and in person, it's something else to see like the full gamut of what an infantry company can do. Yeah. Welcome in, everyone. Yeah, I can't imagine doing this at night. I've only ever seen it done during the daytime. But if you can do it in the daytime, you should be able to do it in the nighttime. But it is a lot of moving pieces. So there's definitely got to be some tight coordination at night, especially at night. Yeah, other nations train out there, for sure. 100%. No brass checks during live fire. Oh no, they have to do brass checks sometimes. If you have a stoppage, still got to do a brass check. Yeah, and the coyotes, that guy right there is probably a coyote. I can tell just because of how bright his flak is. They're there to help teach people and propose them with scenarios and paint things, create situations to test people, to evaluate people. Police calls, yeah. When I was choosing what to do, I considered USMC, but I couldn't enlist because I ain't got my diploma. GED. So the U.S. Air Force took me. Nothing wrong with that. Plenty of people go in and then they get their degrees while they're in. A lot of people do. Oh, that was a rocket. That was definitely a rocket. That was the APOB. So that should detonate on the breach site. You should see a detonation. Yep. There it is. The APOB is basically like a big long strand of what looks kind of like similar to grenades, and it shoots up over the top of a site you're trying to breach a lane for dismounted people, and it detonates and clears a lane for dismounted troops. Yeah, it's something else, man. Like, especially, it's kind of like det cord, but it's a lot more explosive than just plain det cord, because it's like, det cord explodes, but that's more for like smaller stuff. This is like an APOBs is actually like, like I said, it's basically like a long chain of grenades that clears a breach for, you know, individuals, like for lines of troops to breach something. So. And the engineers were the ones. So every time you do 400, you get engineers attached to your unit, to your company, and they support you during the event. And they conduct the breaches at all the breach sites. Yeah, it's kind of like a bunch of det cord. It's like if you had a bunch of det cord with grenades stuck to it, and it launches off. I don't know. I think it's a rocket of some kind, but it just kind of like launches out of the pack, goes up high and out, lands on whatever breach site you're trying to breach, and then it detonates, clears the lane. Yeah, you could for sure use it to clear mines too. It's similar to the Miklik, yeah, very similar to the Miklik, but just a smaller scale than the Miklik. Miklik's more for like clearing lanes for vehicles and stuff. APOBs is more just for clearing lanes for dismounts. Yeah, engineers definitely have a lot of fun for sure. It's the amphibious combat vehicle. It's basically what we replaced the AAVs with. So. Yeah, that's an ACV. Now they're wheeled instead of tracked. It's a little bit different. Still a big boy. They kind of look like LAVs, but they're amphibious. They're amphibious combat vehicles, but they're basically like a vehicle that you can take Marine ship to shore in. They're like floaty strikers. They used to be Amtraks, yeah. They used to be, but they switched it out. They don't use tracks anymore. Now they're using ACVs, which are very similar to an LAV or a Striker. I'd say they're more closely related to LAVs than anything, but LAV, it's like if an LAV and an AAV had a baby. That looks like they're coming back then. Some loud engines. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, I would say that a wheel's faster to replace than a track, but I mean, it would still probably be a huge pain in the butt replacing a wheel on one of those things, considering how heavy they are. Although there's probably expedient ways to do it. I just don't know personally, because I've never been an Amtracker or a ACV crewman or AAV crewman, so I wouldn't really know. That's just a guess. Yeah, they got a crow's turret up there, which is like a turret that can be controlled from the inside. So if like you look at like if we can find the turret on one of these things. All right, so that turret right there is an automated turret. It's controlled from the inside. It's got like a camera system and stuff like that on it. There we go. That right there. This is called a crow. And it's basically, it's just like a, you know, a crew served weapon that's mounted on the top of the vehicle that you can see through all these like optics that it has on it, and different optics do different things. Like one's for nighttime, probably one's for day sight. I would imagine this big one's for the day sight. I would guess that this is for night, and one of them may be like an IR. One of them may be for IR potentially. Let me see if I can find what crow means so I could explain it a little better. Okay, yeah. So it's called CROWS, the common remotely operated weapon station, which is used on different military armored vehicles around the world, specifically U.S. militaries. It provides the operator with the ability to acquire and engage targets while inside of the protective armor of a vehicle. So that's really the point of it. So that way you don't have to have a turret gunner manning it. They can, you know, man the gun from the inside safely inside of the armored vehicle. And there's tons of different things they can mount on them. I've seen them mounted Mark 19 grenade launchers, you know, 50 cals, 240s, M249s, you know, mini guns, all kinds of stuff. So these ones happen to have 50 cals mounted on them because you got to have something that's a little heavier if you're on a large vehicle like that. So, but yeah. All right, let's see the next one. It's like a drill. This is a drill. It's not an actual event, but they're participating in a training exercise where you man a notional embassy. I believe this is 3rd Battalion, 6th Marines in Camp Lejeune. Yeah, so these guys are supposed to be pretending to be, they're role players. Yeah, so those people are pretending to be, you know, protesters outside of an embassy. And this building is supposed to be like a mock embassy that they're supposed to be reinforcing and defending. Role players. Some of the role players get into it. That's for sure. Some more than others. Yeah, they got their riot shields. Some crows even have javelins and 30 millimeters. Yeah. Yeah. Looks like they got a entry control point there with a serpentine made out of concertina wire. Yeah, this is good training. This is good training. Especially with the role players. Role players make it a whole lot different. Got some guys in some Overwatch positions. It gets a lot different when it's at night. Sometimes I wonder where they hire all these role players from. Op 4, yeah. They gonna work for it. In an actual embassy attack, I'm sure that the ROEs would be explained to you very thoroughly. Like in briefs before you ever got there. Oh, looks like they're having to do a notional casualty. Okay, they've got a card.
Pulses improved.
Must be like a zap, a little bit different than a zap card, but basically like a casualty card. It looks like they've got nowadays where they can put an entire casualty card on the casualty to go with them. And then that way the doctor's on the bird or the helicopter that picks them up has a card with all their information on it, likely with like what the mechanism of injury was, whether or not any tourniquets have been applied, what happened to cause it. And this is them practicing a casualty evacuation, which is also very valuable training because you're going to take casualties, you know. Super valuable training. And I guess he was just like what they call a cherry picker. They just picked somebody random to be a casualty. And it gives everybody the opportunity to get the training of evacuating a casualty. See what unit this is. I think this is another New River Air Station unit, but I can't tell just yet. If they show the side of the aircraft, I'll be able to tell you what unit this is. But yeah, this is a Osprey, MV-22 Osprey. The tilt rotor aircrafts. I believe there's only 2 branches of the DoD that use tilt rotor aircraft like this, and that's the Marine Corps and the Air Force. Still not sure. Still not sure what unit this is. This actually doesn't... No, this looks more like California. This does not look like North Carolina. I think this is California. Can't see... Still can't see what their unit is, but... I think they're just conducting flight operations out there. This definitely looks more like California, though. Not sure which one. It says on the tail, but it's a little too blurry. I don't know if you guys watched the Super Bowl, but the vehicles that flew over were all Marine aircraft. There were MV-22 Ospreys and F-35 jets. Yeah, Miramar's got these for sure, and I know Camp Pendleton probably does as well. And Yuma, Arizona might even. I'm not 100% certain. No, this is not live, I don't believe. This is old footage. Not old footage. This happened like recently, but it's definitely not happening right now. It's more than a day old. Probably a day or two old. Maybe a week. Something like that. Yeah, see those propellers, those props can like tilt forward and then they can fly like a plane and then they can tilt up like that when they're landing. Pretty wild. They take off like that. Yeah, this is definitely California for sure. Those are the Rockies. Those are for sure the Rockies. And see, they can move it forward even with just a slight tilt. Doesn't even have to be tilted all the way forward, but those things can rip. Let me tell you, dude, they can rip fast, which is pretty wild. They go pretty quick. I don't know how fast they can travel, but very fast. I think we had some that flew to New Orleans from Miramar, and we had some that flew to New Orleans from New River Air Station, North Carolina for the Super Bowl. Yeah, I think that's California. That's, it's got to be California. That's got to be the Pacific Ocean over there. What troop capacity? I don't know. You could definitely fit quite a few people in there. I would say you could probably easily fit a squad for sure with all their kit and their packs. Probably more though. The trick is, or the tip is that you can fit as many people as you want. Pretty much, you know, you fit until it's full. Basically is how it kind of goes. Top speed is 315. Yeah. Yeah, 315 miles an hour sounds about right. That is pretty quick. It is pretty quick. I have not played War Thunder. And that's that. That's it right there.